What is up, everyone? Welcome to Everyday's Draft Day. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm your host, Dan Turner. Joining me, as always, Steffi Smalls. What is up, Steph?
Hi, how are you? It's our last show of the year. We
Yes.
made it through somehow. I can't believe that it's already championship time. COVID is already causing me a headache big time this week, more than last week. So hopefully it goes better than expected.
Absolutely. Yes, COVID has already cost me a couple matchups as well. Obviously, the health of everyone is important, but it is annoying to have all your best players out at the same time. And
You know
have
what's
no.
annoying too? Is you work so hard all year and then this happens and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Why did I draft that guy if he can't even help me win? So
Right. But you didn't know
there.
that at the time. I mean, who could have known that everyone was getting at COVID at the time you needed them in the playoffs? So,
Yeah.
but for today's show, we're going to answer some viewer questions. That's always fun, and we're going to preview all games in Week 17.
Fun.
This will be the last show of the year. It'll be
Woohoo!
great. It's going to be a great show. Hope you all
Yeah.
can join us. So let's just dive right in with the first viewer question. All right,
Okay.
this is from Skolder on Twitter. Dari Agunglier. Jordan Howard, Devontae Freeman, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jackson. Pick two of them. Which two would you pick from them?
Well, stop asking me if you should play Saquon. One, it's hurtful. It
Hey,
hurts my
Steph.
feelings every time
Steph.
you ask. And you
Steph. Should I play Saquon?
no, don't. Except you know what I was thinking today is
No.
watch like now that we're all like, oh, sit Saquon, and then watch him have like one good game this year, and it's like you couldn't do anything for me all season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust in Saquon at all. Devontae Freeman, I probably feel the most comfortable in that list. Dare I say Justin Jackson? I don't feel strongly though.
Yeah. I would go with, I don't think Howard's going to play. I think he has a stinger and it's going to keep him out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Saquon at all. Justin Jackson, it depends if Eckler plays. But if Eckler doesn't play, I would roll with Jackson and then Agunglier. Those would be my two picks. Freeman's solid, but I think Dari having the role all to himself in that
Mm-hmm.
offense is a little better than Baltimore. So those would be my
Yeah.
two picks.
And Justin Jackson does make me a little bit nervous against that Denver D a little bit, so that's where I'm a little weary, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So Eckler would definitely have to not play for me to feel comfortable.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's the caveat. If Eckler does play, then it's Dare and Freeman for me. If he doesn't, I'd switch it over to Justin Jackson.
Yeah.
All right. This is the second question from a Bigger Hurt. What's it like to play in a championship game?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm not in that many. If it makes you feel any better, honestly.
me either.
And I'm gonna get honestly, if I win in one of these, I will be shocked. I legitimately got into one with Nick Foles. So if you can imagine what my team is like right now, it's not pretty. I also have Antonio Gibson. So things are not going well at Camp Smalls.
You could say that things aren't going well.
Yeah, you could say things aren't going great for that team.
Uh,
How many are you in? Are you in a couple or did you get
I'm in two. I was in 15 leagues this year. I made it to 8 semifinals and I'm in 2 finals. So I lost.
I already had one of my finals. I lost.
Did you?
Yeah. I got my butt
butt
kicked, honestly.
One in week 15 and week 16.
Yeah. I actually liked having it earlier, to be honest. Like,
really?
Yeah, I did.
Why?
I don't know, because I think also teams by this point start kind of altering their game plan for either being a losing team or for being in the playoffs. And I think that starts messing things up at the end here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think, if people are out to play like younger players are not as good, or if they're in the playoffs, they'll sit for rest or stuff like that. So yeah, I agree. It's with the extra week, it's not as bad. But I completely understand doing it earlier so it doesn't mess up even more than it already is. So I get it.
We're very somber today.
I guess it's just like, it's the end of the year and fantasy's almost over, and it was a crazy year, but like we're gonna be sad that that's coming to an end.
Yeah. Well, it's still dynasty season at least. I'm excited honestly, I'm excited to offboard a lot of these teams. I can't do it. I think the biggest thing I learned is to literally not do as many teams as I did.
Yep. that is the key to happiness. Is
because
not
I
to have
definitely
too many teams.
lost because of how like trying to balance them was too much. So some
Yeah.
weeks I just missed out on setting lineups.
That's what it was. I had, I think, 9 leagues. I was planning on dropping 2 and ended up with 15. So that's, I don't know how
Oh,
that
and
happened.
no more 2 platforms only. I'm done with the multiple platforms. It's too hard. I got to
Yeah.
be able to go in there and bang it out.
Absolutely. Troy, what's up, Troy? How you doing?
Hi, Troy.
Troy must be excited. His Dolphins are doing really well.
I know.
Completely screwing the Eagles because they had the Dolphins pick and decided to
Oh,
start
give me a
winning.
break. The Eagles are
I
getting things handed to them on a freaking golden
don't understand
platter
what you
right
mean.
now.
I don't know
Kirk
what you mean.
Cousins gets freaking COVID and Gibson's out. You guys it's looking pretty nice and shiny
It's
for
not
you.
like the Eagles gave COVID to Kirk Cousins or something. That's you're acting like I gave Kirk Cousins COVID or
You
something.
did.
I did. You can't prove that.
I'm gonna.
You have no proof.
Someone tag the FBI.
That's slander. I don't want to hear it.
And now the FBI is literally watching.
Now the FBI was involved.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a knock on the door of my house on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve. I mean, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve.
I wonder if I can get your.
I hope you're happy. Cool. Ruining my holidays. All right. This next one's from CJ on Twitter. Dak Prescott or Joe Burrow?
Steph? I actually like Burrow. Kansas City has given up a lot of points to opposing quarterbacks. I think they have the 4th most that they're handing out there right now. And honestly, Arizona is kind of a tough matchup for quarterbacks. They've held them to like 15.5 points this entire season on average. So I'm leaning Burrow here. And we've also seen Dak be kind of disappointing as far as fantasy goes. See how I save myself from Dallas fans there? That's how you save yourself. You always add as far as fantasy goes. And then they leave you alone. That's just a hot tip. But yeah, I'm going to lean Burrow here. I think their team is, with that matchup, that's where I'm going to go.
I'm going to agree with you. I think it is Burrow. I think he played absolutely fantastic. And so did Dak last week. But Dak, I think, has a tougher matchup. Before Washington, Dak wasn't playing that well. So I don't know if that was just like a hiccup against Washington or if you're just going to keep playing. So it makes me a little uneasy. But Burrow is heating up at the right time. So I'm definitely going to lean towards him. He's established a good rapport with all his receivers. They have a good running game, and the offensive line seems to have settled down a little bit. So I'm definitely leaning Burrow for this week.
And Arizona has to come in hot. Like, this is a big game for them because of the fact that they have not been playing well. They usually do better not at home. So if they want to stop all the critiques that they have been getting, then they're going to need to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fair to say probably this is the biggest the game Arizona's had in a couple of seasons, honestly.
And this is one of the bigger games actually that Dallas has had as well. They've had a little bit softer of a roster. Not that is, and I'm not saying that's why they've had the success they've had, but they haven't had very difficult matchups throughout. So this is going to be a big game. I'm really excited for this game, but I hope it's not Arizona coming out and playing the way they have.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's important for both teams, for Dallas and for Arizona, because people have questions about both. And the loser is going to face even more and probably slide a little bit more into that pretender than contender status based on this game. Right. Obviously, both are going to make the playoffs, I think, but it's really about who the people take seriously.
Yeah. Right, ew, do we trust Mike McCarthy more than we trust Cliff? That sucks.
Yeah.
That's the grossest statement ever.
Do we? No, I don't trust McCarthy over.
Okay.
I think Arizona's going to win the game.
Okay. I like that.
But I don't know. We'll see. I hope Arizona wins. But I think they will.
I almost just spilled this all over myself. That's enough drinking on the show. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Go ahead.
All right. Next one from the Step Brothers Fantasy Football League. Choose. He needs 3 in a flex.
Okay, this was a big question, right? I need to pull it up in front of me because it was a lot. Okay.
All right. So Deebo Samuel, Deontay Johnson, Antonio Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Amari Cooper, and Javonte Williams. Pick 3 receivers and a flex out of those.
Okay. How annoying was that report about Antonio Brown today?
Very annoying. That was super annoying.
What is with the word might? Like, I feel like we need to decide what word we want to use because now I'm confused.
Well, might is self-explanatory. It means maybe, as in one
Thank
or
you.
the other.
I don't know. Who are you going here? I don't feel like.
So I'm definitely putting Javonte in the flex because I'm really happy with how he's playing. I'd probably go. I'd probably go.
I want to go
Debo.
Antonio Brown, but this report makes me nervous.
Yeah. So
I like Antonio Brown. I think Antonio Brown is the best choice here, but I don't love that report by literally any means. They did this with Gronk last year too. Like they're very good at just not involving their players so that they can have them later on. They did it with everyone last year, and it was really frustrating. So I like Antonio Brown if he's going to play.
Yeah. I would go with Debo, Amon-Ra, and Antonio Brown.
Okay.
I'm not really. It's not that I don't like Deontay. I just like the other three more. And Cooper, Cooper's there. I mean,
I kind of do like this idea of like Big Ben's last game goes all balls out. They give him an extra shot of lidocaine, and it's like all of Deontay. So I can see that very much happening.
Yeah, or
I'm gonna go with Deontay.
You are? Okay. So what are your three?
All of them. I'm gonna go Deontay.
That's not how it works.
I know. I'm gonna pretend that AB is hurt, and I'm gonna go Deontay, St. Brown.
Making up our own rules here.
Yes.
I love it. All right. So AB, Deontay, and who else?
Debo.
And Debo. Okay. And the flex? Who do you have a flex? Javonte, Cooper.
I guess Javonte. Yeah.
All right. That's good. I guess Javonte.
That question's really involved. They took a lot of math there.
That's a good problem to have. They have a lot of good options to choose from. That's also can be a problem sometimes because then you end up choosing the wrong one. All right. This one's from Christopher O'Connor. A 16-team half PPR league where we start one running back, 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex. Need to choose between Sony, Michelle, Ronald Jones, DeAndre Swift, Eli Mitchell for my running back and flex spot.
Who was the third one?
DeAndre Swift. And Eli Mitchell for my running back and flex spot.
Oh, I don't like this question. Listen, I think you have to play Swift this week because of the matchup. Yes. I think it's the perfect game for him to go off. The Seahawks do not do very well against the run. They don't do very well with receiving backs. So I'm going to Swift would have to be one. My next answer makes me sick to my stomach. And it's Ronald Jones because he's going up against the Jets. If he was going up against any other team, I would not feel confident, but they give up the most points to opposing running backs. And he did finish RB12 last week. I think that, the ceilings can be much higher this week against the Jets.
Yeah, I go with probably go Swift and Jones as well. I don't really have much trust in Eli Mitchell, especially if Trey Lance plays. I'll probably get more of those carries.
Yeah.
And Sony, Sony's good. I just like the other two running backs matchup better.
And if you're nervous about Swift, then I would play Sony over Swift. If you're in that position where you're like, oh, I'm second guessing, I would probably lean Sony.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree.
Yay!
Agreeing is
You really
fun.
are like the grumpy cat. You know that grumpy cat?
Who is me?
Yeah.
Why am I grumpy? I'm not grumpy at all. I'm very happy.
Well, I feel like the grumpy cat would talk like you if it could talk.
That's so insulting.
No! I feel like it's a nice... Well, cats are cute. I don't know.
What you think of as nice is not actually nice.
Okay, I do my best.
That's okay. You try your best. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, last one for viewer questions.
Okay.
From Adam Joseph on Twitter. One for our PPR flex spot. Brandon Ayuk, Antonio Gibson, or Boston Scott, assuming Jordan Howard is inactive.
Well, and Antonio Gibson is out, so...
Yeah, so basically Brandon Ayuk versus Boston Scott.
Who does Ayuk have this week again?
Ayuk has the Texans.
Oh. I don't know. I think Ayuk.
I'm going to go Boston Scott because both Sanders
That's what I
and
wanted to
Howard
say.
are out. So he's basically starting against Washington, which the Eagles have already beaten. Have already ran over 200
Yeah, I
yards.
take it back too. I want Boston Scott.
Oh, so I convinced you is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I was also thinking about last week and what Zeke did to Washington, and I think it will look very similar if they use Boston Scott.
Absolutely.
That was stressful.
This is great. This is fantastic. Like you're changing your mind based on stuff I say. This is
Okay.
Wonderful. All right.
Well,
Next topic. Previewing some week 17, not some, all the week 17 games. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Is it?
No.
Okay.
It's not. All right. Let's kick it off with the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Football Team without Antonio Gibson. What's your pick there? What's your opinion of that game?
I don't care what happens in that game. The Eagles will likely win that game. I don't see Washington pulling it. Washington has just turned into like this weird dumpster fire. Like I don't understand what's going on. It's
right.
kind of a circus.
It's like a quasi dumpster fire. It's like it's not really, but it is.
Well, because it's not really because they like have players. I don't fully understand why they are so bad.
Yeah.
And then Ron Rivera just sits there on the sidelines, like while the kids are like punching each other. Like I don't understand what's going on. They don't know who they want at quarterback. He's even talking about putting in someone else this week. So it's just all over the place.
Yeah, he's talking about playing two quarterbacks with Heineke and Allen. I'm like, it's not how you win games.
Yeah, Heineke, he's looked like crap lately, which honestly is on them. They should have traded up and they should have got a quarterback last year. So I don't really feel bad for them. So you guys will likely win. I think this will be a nice fantasy game as far as the Eagles go.
Agreed. I really think that Boston Scott's going to be like a league winner if people are.
I love Jalen Hurts this week too.
I love that you love him.
I don't love him. I just love him this week.
No, you said you loved him this week.
No, I don't love him.
No, you said it. It's on camera.
Okay.
All right. Next, Tampa Bay versus the New York Jets. I mean, Tampa Bay. We're not.
Yeah, we don't even need to really go over
that. No, we don't. Next, the Dolphins, the very hot Dolphins versus the Tennessee Titans. That's actually a good game.
It's going to be a very good game. I'm very excited for this game. This is huge for Miami, I think, to keep up with all this excitement that everyone has. It would be really good for them to win this game because, there is the comments that they're getting that they haven't really beaten a lot of difficult teams, which they're not wrong. It's been the Jets twice, the Giants. They haven't had a lot of competition there. But if Tua is going to keep up with what he's been doing, I think that the Dolphins really have something special in him and Waddle.
Yeah. I agree. I think that Miami is just hot at the right time towards the end of the year. I think that the offense is pretty much stabilized with Tua. Still has some bumps along the way, but they're doing it. And defense is playing out of its mind. I think that in Tennessee is also a really good team. I just think that Miami is going to be the one that takes this game.
Oh, I think they're going to lose.
Well, great. We were agreeing, and now it's
That's okay.
We're fighting now.
That's fine.
Next, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the New England Patriots.
Guys.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. No James Robinson. I have nothing left to offer that team. I don't have a comment. I don't have anything to say.
Better luck next year. Hope you find a good coach.
Right. I'm glad you guys are getting another, the first pick again. I don't.
Yeah. Good job. All right. The Raiders at the Colts.
This is another good game, but I think is Wentz playing?
No, he's not.
Really?
Sam Ellinger. Yeah, because he had
But I thought he could maybe play.
Oh, yeah. I think that I read a report that he can maybe play. Okay. I'm just going off the assumption that he's not playing.
Okay. Going off the assumption, I think that's a big hit to not have Wentz there. Jonathan Taylor really is their offense. So, again, I don't know how much of a difference it truly makes because they rely heavily on him. I think Paris Campbell is a very sweet little present they're getting back before right at the right time here. So it would be good for them to have Wentz. I don't think they stand, I think they still stand a chance. I don't want to say they stand no chance, but I'm going to still take the Colts here.
I agree. I think that the defense is the main part of their team, and Jonathan Taylor and their offensive line. I mean, honestly, if you could suit up for the Colts and hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor, and they could probably win.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Wentz has been like this world-beating quarterback all year. So I think that they're going to keep the game plan safe. Reich is going to make a safe game plan for Ellinger, and I still think they're going to win. I mean, the Raiders have fallen off a bit recently. They're not as good as they were at the beginning of the season. So I think the Colts win this game. All right, next is the highlight game, I think, of the week, in my personal opinion. Kansas City at Cincinnati. We talked a little bit about Burrow before. For me, I'm taking Cincinnati. I think.
Yes.
I'm glad that made you so happy. I think that Burrow is super hot right now. I know that Kansas City's defense has improved. I just don't think they've improved enough to be able to contain the Cincinnati offense. So I'm going to take Cincinnati at home against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. I think they're another team that's getting nice and hot at the right time. They've got a lot of weapons on offense. I also really like their secondary, and I think that it'll be enough to control some of those weapons that they do have over there. I think this should be a very close game. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to a field goal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think they're both match up very well on offense. Together. So yeah, I think it's going to be a close game as well.
I actually wonder what that total is set at. I haven't even looked yet, but keep going.
Okay, 51. I just looked.
Okay, I might stay away from that. Never mind.
I'll over on that, honestly. It seems a little low for the 25 point. Yeah, I'll probably take the over. All right, next, the Giants at the Bears. So the Giants are losing draft position no matter who wins.
This is the Muppet Bowl. So this is like, I have deemed it the Muppet Bowl.
That's awesome.
I don't. I have nothing to say. This team's a joke. It's an actual disaster. And they're gonna have some kind of alert just came across that whoever's out now, there's probably half the team. They just don't have a team. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a backup quarterback. They don't have a their quarterback situation is a disaster. And I don't know what they're going to be able to do. The Chicago D actually has looked fairly good. They played very well against Minnesota. And yeah, it's going to be gross.
You did. What do you think about the report that they're keeping Jones and Judge for next year?
I don't think anything is set in stone. I think that making a general manager move is a bigger deal than people realize. The Mara family has their hands gripped on the throat of the New York Giants very tightly. So again, it starts at the scouting department and it's got to go from there. I don't know that Judges, they probably will come back. I just don't know how you force them onto a general manager that they didn't pick them. So they would have to still feel confidently. I don't know that it makes sense to bring another quarterback in where they are right now. A lot of fans will fight me on that. As far as bringing in a Russell Wilson, I get the appeal, but at the same time, I don't. You're going to have to give up a lot for him. And we have a nice draft position. You get a new GM, hopefully change some things in the scouting department, and take 5 wins next year, and then you keep going on. It's not going to happen overnight, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. I'm cool with keeping Jones another year. I don't even know how he was able to even function seeing these guys without him. It's crazy. I think he was really masking a lot of the issues as well. But again, people's hopes were too high on this damn team. I thought 6 wins would be awesome. But people were thought we were going in this season with 10. You guys are crazy, right? You are not that's not a healthy hope for this team. We were never headed that direction. We need a whole new O-line next year.
Yeah.
But you look what Kansas City did. They were able to really almost do that in one off season. So they have the picks to do it. It's just a matter of doing it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think having a new GM for you guys, especially with the kind of where the draft picks are as well, is a good. It's an enticing job, I should say,
Yeah.
for any prospective GM, and hopefully you guys get a one that's a good scout as well, so you can pick the right players and start that rebuild.
Yeah.
All right, next, the Atlanta Falcons at the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills here. Falcons could maybe give them a little run for their money if they do. If the Bills play like the bad Bills, that maybe. But the Falcons are gonna have to be the good Falcons because we get two different sides from both of these teams. But the Bills are the stronger team, and they've looked very good as of late. So
both teams are a little too Jekyll and Hyde for me. I think the Bills reestablishing control of the East helps, but they can't afford to let down the next week. So hopefully they don't, and they take care of business against the Falcons.
Yeah.
I do think the Bills will win though.
Yeah.
All right, this is another good matchup: the Rams at the Ravens.
Lamar looks like crap at practice. I don't care what anyone says that they're keeping his arm or whatever. It was literally limping. So I'm cool with I'm staying away from this game probably as far as betting goes, but I'm going to take the Rams here.
What if Huntley plays?
Yeah, I mean, I still think I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be closer if Huntley plays. I think Huntley's surprised some people this year. He's played pretty well.
Yeah.
I just think the Rams are too good. Their defense is too good, and their offense, Cooper Kupp literally cannot be stopped by anybody.
The Ravens had to be the most injured team. Like, it started in the offseason, and they have been plagued every second, every week. It's just not their year. Like, it's just you got to come back next year, guys. Like, it's not your year. And it's a little upsetting because I think that if they had everyone healthy, we'd be having different conversations about the Ravens, but not this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think J.K. Dobbins on down. They've been snake bit a lot with injuries. Full strength team is a different story, but that's not what happened this year. So they've done pretty well with what they've been given.
It's actually impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
They kind of remind me of the 49ers last year where like half their team was decimated, but they still were able to not be an embarrassment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, next game is the Houston Texans at the San Francisco 49ers.
I like the Houston Texans here. Everyone loves a team to ruin some draft positioning right there at the end. It happens every year. And I like how Davis Mills looks. I like that they're getting Nico Collins more involved. I think Davis Mills has made an argument for why he should stay there, why they shouldn't look at a quarterback next year. I don't know what's going on with Deshaun, but I think that he has made a very strong argument to stay, and he deserves to start. He looks really good.
I absolutely 100% agree. I'm really a big fan of how Davis Mills has been playing. I think it's been a big surprise. No one really expected him. He's been like a top 3 rookie QB the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And before the season, no one was ever going to take that kind of action going with Fields and Lawrence. And
he was QB 8. What was he last week? He's been the last couple of weeks. He's really
been QB 8. Yeah, I think that's what it was. But yeah, he's been impressive. And the 49ers have a question at quarterback. I mean, Trey Lance could start, or Garoppolo with his broken finger or whatever. But yeah, I think the Texans this is going to be like a little upset. I think the Texans are going to pull it out. So I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. Kind of like wow, and they're favored by 12, huh?
Are they really? Yeah, they are.
I think I'm going to be taking a look at that game. This feels very trappy to me. This
12. I wouldn't. 12? Really?
12. Something's wrong. Vegas, you're up to no freaking good, and I can smell
it. That's like a Chiefs Lions line. That's not,
right.
It's crazy. 12.
You show them, Davis Mills.
Yeah, exactly. The disrespect.
Rude.
All right, the Denver Broncos at the LA Chargers.
Got some good games. I like the Broncos here. I think the Chargers are having their. I'm That's all I have to say about that game, honestly.
I like the Chargers in a bounce back game. I think the losing to the Texans was a little bit of a wake up call.
Oh, but is it still Drew Lock?
I think so, yes.
Oh, never mind. I changed my answer. Chargers.
Poor Drew Lock.
Sorry.
Never mind. Drew Lock, forget him.
Sorry, Drew Lock.
You're not sorry.
Thanks for not getting me into a couple freaking play.
Okay. Well, we don't take it personally. That's all that matters. The Carolina Panthers with Sam Darnold at the New Orleans Saints with Taysom Hill.
I love the Saints here. I don't know when coaches are going to figure out that doing some creepy like quarterback carousel does not work very well. And I don't think it is going to work in this game with that defense.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Sam Darnold getting benched early in the year, going through a couple of options, and then turning around and saying, hey, we know we benched you because you sucked. But we're going to bring you back because we have no other good options, isn't great for people's, mental headspace as a quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Saints just crush them, honestly.
Yeah, this poor guy.
Yeah.
He's just...
Poor Sam Darnold.
I don't feel that bad for him, but...
You shouldn't feel bad at all for him.
He's rich, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next game up, the Detroit Lions at the Seattle Seahawks, and what could be one of Russell Wilson's final games in Seattle.
It would be silly for Detroit to win this game. Is it possible for Detroit to win this game? I think so. I think they're a team that wants to play for their coach. They have the weapons to do so. Even with Goff not playing, they did just fine because they got themselves a nice shiny toy in St. Brown. They're getting Swift back. There's an argument to be made for them maybe upsetting Seattle here, but Seattle should have no problem against them. But again, feels very trappy.
Mm-hmm. I think that Seattle's pretty much packed it up for the year. I think, and like you said, Detroit's going to continue playing hard for Dan Campbell. So I'm going to actually pick Detroit in this game. I think that, with Swift back's going to re-energize the offense. And St. Brown is turning into a legit weapon there. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Detroit in the upset.
Yeah. And what is Twitter going to talk about if teams don't start ruining their draft position? Because we know it's that time of the year. So teams have to mess up their draft position.
Yeah, they have to win meaningless games to ruin everyone.
The team that's not going to do that is the Jags, though. Like, they are out of the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Jets are like, nope, we're good. Keep on. You guys just keep winning. We'll just be right here. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Another awesome. There are actually some really good games. The Cardinals and the Cowboys.
Nice.
As I said before, I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Dallas is at home, but Arizona actually does play better on the road. So I think it'll be close. I think it'll be really good. People expect it to be an offensive light show, so it's probably going to be like a 9-6 game, because that's the way this year's gone. But yeah. I do think Arizona pulls it out in the end. I think that they've learned from last year how they had an opportunity to get them to playoffs and win some meaningful games, and they didn't. So hopefully they learned and they can do it this year.
Yeah, I think a lot is riding on this game for Cliff as well. He's going to start getting scrutinized very loudly. It started slightly this past week, and you could tell that Kyler is fed up. They have to find a way to readjust and, prove to everyone that they deserve to be the team that started out so hot, and they just have not looked great at all. So hopefully for them, this is their get-right game.
Absolutely. I think it'll be close, though.
Yeah.
A game that's of particular interest to me, Sunday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings without Kirk Cousins at the Green Bay Packers.
Yes. Kirk Cousins, once again, has found a way to be Kirk Cousins in prime time. Like, he has managed to be crappy, and that sucks. I feel bad for the Vikings. I feel bad for Vikings fans. I don't know that there's a fan base more tortured than this fan base, honestly. They come so close, and then you're still possibly in that playoff conversation, and now you got to go to Lambeau without your quarterback, and I don't know who they'll end up playing. It's not going to be pretty.
No. I think that Kellen Mond's probably starting. I think that Rodgers is making his personal mission to destroy the entire NFC North before he leaves. So I don't think it'll be particularly close. I think Green Bay absolutely blows them out, honestly.
Yeah.
By halftime, especially
they have no Thielen too. Oh, it's
no Thielen. I mean, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for them. It's in Green Bay. Yeah, it's not going to be.
I do kind of like Conklin and Cook this week, though. I think that they could, if anyone gets involved, I could see Conklin having a nice week.
Yeah, I think Cook's going to have like 50 touches because he has to. So yeah, definitely play Cook if you have him.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, AFC North battle: Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers for Monday Night Football.
I'm going to give Big Ben his last win here. I like him to go in there and win this game and go out on a happy note. We don't see that always. I like them to win this game. But again, they're going to have to step it. I mean, the Browns have to run the ball, period. Like you guys, either you need to run the ball or lose the game. I don't know what their plan has been. I don't know what their plan is, but I'm sure we're going to learn more about Baker and how his injury prevented him once the season ends. But I think, they have a great run game that they should be using more.
Absolutely. I mean, with the kind of weapons they have in the running game, they should definitely be leaning on that, even with Baker.
Do you see what Dalvin Cook did to them a couple of weeks ago? Like, you should absolutely just mimic that and you will be okay.
Yeah, but I think, with it being probably Ben's last game in Pittsburgh, I think they pull it out. I think, he, like you said, they give him an extra quarter zone shot, they turn back the clock and wins it all over the field, and I think they're gonna win it, pull it out for Ben.
Yeah, and that I went to that stadium. Those fans are electric. Like they love everything that is the Steelers. So I bet that place is gonna be packed.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, definitely one of the best fan bases in the NFL in Pittsburgh. All right, well that's the entire slate.
Woo!
17. We did it.
We talked a lot.
We did talk a lot. It was a lot of talking, a lot more talking.
We thought that this was going to be a quick show, and it's probably our second longest.
It definitely is our second longest. It happens. Yeah. So.
That's all right.
Craig coming with the nice messages. Thank you, Craig.
Hey,
happy end of the year to
Craig.
you too. You're awesome.
Thanks everyone that has been watching and listening this entire year.
Yes. Thank you.
We'll be back next week. No one cry or anything.
We'll be back next year because people like making that joke.
Oh God, so corny.
Funny. Yeah, but we appreciate everyone that's watched for this year, even though we'll be back next week, and it's been fun. It's been a fun year.
Yeah,
you're a good co-host.
You're a great co-host. Don't start crying, weirdo.
All right, we're done.
Okay, bye.
Everyone, have a happy new year. Enjoy some bowl games and the week 17 slate. Good luck in all your fantasy championships if you're in there, and we'll see you next week.
Go Washington.
We are not friends.